Hi guys, it's Joanne again. I decided to do a video about sleeping better. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about the conventional things that you've heard, like drinking warm milk, counting sheep, and those types of things. What I'm going to tell you about today is, well, they have to do with energy. And I'm sure that you're aware that your body is surrounded by energy. I like to think of it as you have this aura of energy out surrounding you, and your body is within it. And then through your body and all around your body are energy centers, and the Ayurvedic medicine or the East Indian tradition calls them chakras. The Native American tradition calls them whirlies, and you can find them through, like, cross-culturally. The Chinese talk about qi, and that's where acupuncture comes in, where they stimulate energy centers of the body. So what I'm going to talk about regarding your sleep and how to get better sleep is centered around your energetic field and how that correlates to the earth. The earth has its own energetic field, so your relationship to the earth and the stars, planets, universe, whatever, can be critical for how much you rest during the night, how deep your sleep is. I'll give you some examples. My husband likes to face away from me when he goes to sleep at night, but almost every morning at dawn, whether he's sleeping or kind of a little bit awake, he will roll over and face me. Now, that happens all of the time. So I think it's sort of a subconscious thing for him. Now, me, I like to think of the cardinal directions. So you've got north, south, east, and west. Our bed, the head of our bed is kind of in the, let's see, southwest. But when I sleep, if my husband's there, and if he's not there especially, I tend to sleep diagonally in the bed. So my head is in the west, my feet are in the east. And that's what I gravitate to without thinking about it. You'll notice this happens too if you put a baby in a crib and you situate them with their head on one end and their feet on the other end. But every morning when you go in to pick them up, they're turned a certain way. Babies do this a lot, and they're also not conscious of it. It's just the way your biological energy, which everyone has a unique sort of energy, aligns itself to the grid of the earth. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you tend to find yourself more comfortable a certain way, try to lay in that position as you're going to sleep at night. Another thing, the Chinese have an energetic study of your surroundings called Feng Shui, and there's also I don't know what tradition it is, but I've heard that when somebody dies, they take the body out of the bedroom, because people used to die at home, with their feet facing the door. So when people came in to remove the body, the feet would go first through the door. So it's believed that when you're sleeping with your bed directly perpendicular to the door, where your feet are, the bottom of your feet is facing the doorway, that you're losing energy. So either rearrange your room, turn your bed, or slightly move it from one side to the other of being directly in front of the door. Another thing is, if you have a fan or a chandelier or a beam, something heavy directly over your bed, that can be a heavy and sort of oppressive energy weighing on you, and can affect you not only during your sleep but during the day. It's better to, I actually have a fan in our bedroom, but the fan is situated beyond the foot of the bed, so it's not directly over us. Now this can have more of an impact if those heavily weighted things are directly over your head rather than lower down on your body. So figure out if you're situated under one of those heavy objects and maybe try to again rearrange your room. Next is electronics. I have a bedside table. My husband has a bedside table, but we do not have any electronics on the tables. We both have lamps, but they're not on at night. And I have a cell phone, and I usually turn it off at night, but I'll tell you in a minute, I'm doing a sleep study, so I'm actually using an app where I keep it on. Don't have anything on that's electronic by your head. And if you have an alarm clock, we have an alarm clock in our bedroom, but it is across the room where if we sit up in bed we can see it. I got a digital clock with larger numbers so that we can see it from afar. So don't have any electronics beside your bed, and especially not near your head. Mirrors are another thing not to have in your bedroom. If you do have mirrors and they're fixed, like on closet doors or a heavy piece of furniture, at least try to angle them where they're not directly reflecting you when you sleep. It is said that mirrors hold energy, and if your reflection is in it, you're losing energy at night. So rearrange the bed or open the closet doors when you sleep. Rearrange the furniture or angle the mirror slightly away in either direction from you when you're sleeping. And the last thing I wanted to talk about for myself is I've just wondered how much sleep I'm getting at night, if it's enough, what's my average, and if there is a deficit. Now, if you're chronically not getting enough sleep, you will find that you have a deficit. What I found is on my Android phone, there is an app called SleepBot, and I'll write that right here. I'm not sure if it's available for iPhones. I'm sure something equivalent is. But I turn on my phone at night, open the SleepBot app, and click on going to sleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'll just click on waking up. It graphs and charts the metrics of how much sleep I'm getting each night and if I have a deficit. So I'm using it temporarily, but if you are having sleep problems during the day, you're tired, you're having too much caffeine to try to combat the feeling of fatigue or mental where you're not really mentally alert, I would try using one of these apps for a period of time and just check how much sleep you're getting. And the last thing I personally do is try to avoid any sort of violent television. I tend to not watch the evening news. I find that the national news is mostly negative, and I don't care to have that infiltrate my consciousness right before I'm going to sleep, because it can affect your dream state, and it also can affect your ability to relax. So that's another suggestion. It may or may not work for you. And that's what I have to offer you for a better night's sleep. There are some other things that if you're really struggling with, there are some relaxation techniques that I would suggest, and you can probably look those up online. I usually start with heavy breathing. If you're conscious of your breath and you're focused on your breath, that definitely helps. Slow it down. Think of your heart rate pulsing a little bit slower, and your consciousness will lower your breath rate. Also, be sure to take full breaths. Your diaphragm is like a glass. So think of filling the lower belly first and then up into the chest, and then you release it the opposite way. And you'll find that it's sort of a rhythmic inhale, then there's a pause, which is another part of the breath, and then there's an exhale. And just focus on that. Another thing that helps me is to look at the inside of your eyelids. Now that may sound strange to you because it's dark, but sometimes you'll see like light flares and things that will have motion in them. If you look and try to focus your attention to the area behind your eyelids, it's fascinating to watch. I do it quite a bit, and when my mind is really active, those lights and flares are faster. So if you can focus on those and try to slow them down with your mind, that helps. The one thing that I feel really stimulates the inability to sleep, besides the obvious stress, is the mind chatter. If your mind is racing, it's very hard to calm down. So do everything that you can to slow down your mind. That's all the advice I have for you. I hope that this helped somebody out there. I know in the long term I've applied many different techniques like this, and it's helped me a lot to relax. I don't take any sleep medications. I think some people need them, but I also think they're advertised on TV a lot, probably more so, prescribed more than they actually are necessary. So if you're taking a sleep medication and you want to try to reduce having to take a medication like that, try some of these techniques and see if they help. Please let me know if you enjoyed the video, if you have any questions, or if I can help by answering more in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.